You are watching William Patterson University Television.
Stop me if you've heard this one before. Enter your choice of media here causes children and adults to be more violent. Whether it's movies, music, television, something is always blamed for the actions of others. Recently, a small group of Pennsylvania lawmakers have proposed a sin tax that would put an extra 10% tax on M-rated video games, but not any other mature-rated media. With me today is Van, Tiernan, and Michele to discuss this topic further. Thank you for joining me today guys. It sucks that we have to even talk about this. It sucks that we have to have this conversation. It sucks that something that we love and that we're now of age to consume is now being taxed even higher in certain areas of the country, or proposed to be, I should say. So, Tiernan, I want to get your first reaction to this. What is your reaction to someone trying to make this law?
It seems rather silly to me, to say off first. I mean, there have been many times when people have tried to make sin taxes quite like this on violent video games. Happened in Connecticut, happened in Missouri. It even happened in Pennsylvania before, back in 2016, but every time they've been struck down. But seeing it recur again, it feels like we're just like going in circles. It's rather ridiculous.
Yeah, and I mean, this lawmaker proposed the same thing in 2018 and had it go no farther than his own desk. Michele, I want to ask you, like, the cyclical nature of this is because of the recent surge in mass shootings in the United States. Do you think that this guy has any ground to stand on in even trying to get something like this passed?
Oh my God, no he doesn't. Because I mean, there's no evidence that proves that violent video games make you want to shoot up a school, shoot up a mall. He's done no research on the topic, clearly, and this tax is utterly useless. If you want to make a difference, propose like a class in school that's like, don't shoot people, instead of taxing video games.
Yeah, that class could have really benefited some kids, I guess. Yeah. Van, I want to ask you, we had spoken before we had started filming about the money that this proposed tax, where that money would go. Now, it's going to online and digital protection for students in the state of Pennsylvania. That's where it's supposed to be funding. Does that make it better or even worse that they're going to take this terrible idea and make that go to a good thing that we kind of do want, but we have to do this, put up with this sucky behavior to get there?
Well, I see his point in wanting to protect our students and like to make our schools better against increasingly like horrible tragedies like this. But the way he's going about it is wrong. He shouldn't be taxing the one of the not so causes of it. If anything, we should be making more fundraisers and finding healthier ways to bring attention to associations and accounts like this, instead of making it into a negative thing. If he turns it positive, he'd probably get a lot more revenue than just this one tax bill.
Yeah, so Michele, I want to bring up to you, I mean, we play, obviously everyone who works in the show and is on this show loves to play video games. We imbibe in the video game craze. We were playing video games before, and we were playing a wrestling game, and I never thought that I watched my character that I'm playing as do a backflip. I think I can go outside and go, well, I can do a backflip now. Like, so that I'm missing where that disconnect is the second that there's blood or gore on the screen, that now all of a sudden that's what I'm supposed to be looking at. Like, that's what's supposed to be monitoring me. That's what's inspiring me to do things outside of like school. Does this have any backing in real life?
I mean, no, because like I said before, there's not a single case that proves it. I mean, it has to go back to, it's not the video game that's causing the violence. It's a psychological disorder. socioeconomic issue or anything along those lines. It's not a video game. I grew up playing GTA. I literally played it at 5 years old, which don't blame my parents, whatever. I'm not gonna go and like run over hookers in the street or
Well,
like.
God, I hope not.
But like that's my point. Like it's on a person-to-person basis. So.
Yeah. So Tiernan, I want to ask you. Now this lawmaker is claiming that aggression is the thing that's being measured here. That students who play these violent games, like Outlast that we have on the screen here, are more prone to aggression. Now, and studies have shown that. Yes, it does have a temporary boost in aggression, but no more so than doing a physical activity like playing football. Now, why isn't playing football being taxed and this is?
I guess it's the idea of how, like, with many of these video games, it's that idea of competition, similar to that we see in football and other sports. Like, if you lose a game, you get mad. In some cases, some people get more mad than others, and this could be where the source of that aggression is coming from. I know, like, having this form of aggression could be a way to be measured, but at the same time, it shouldn't be something where it's not violent video games themselves causing the violence, but the person's feeling of aggression after like competing in a poor way. So.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I think that is true, that the aggression is just comes from anything, and it's just a way to get out the aggression as well.
Exactly.
So, Michelle, I'll ask you one last question, and Van, to you as well. I want to get both of your opinion on this. So, video games going forward, he's trying to tax video games. He's not taxing something like porn, or he's not taxing something like R-rated movies that, you know, could also be blamed for certain things. Why is it video games? Why is the target so dead set recently on video games?
Oh my God, because it's easy. I mean, our own president, not to bring politics in, no, to bring politics into it.
We are talking about politics.
Every politician blames video games, and it's just so baffling because.
I mean, there was a while, like, pinball was illegal in New York for 30 years because it increased criminal activity. So this has been going on since, like, forever. Everyone needs a scapegoat, and video games.
It's never going to stop, unfortunately. Yeah. Video games is an easy target. I mean,
it just.
There's a rating system, but who cares about the rating system?
Yeah, I think that it's always like, it's like, oh, you have M-rated games, but kids are still going to get their hands on it. You should be looking for a different way to curb this rise in violent crimes.
Like, the tax isn't going to stop it. Like, there's already a tax on video games. I'm paying $4 more for a AAA $60 game. It's either I pay $4 more or an extra $6 on top of that. I'm still going to buy the game.
Yeah, I think that's the weirdest part. I think that's we're trying to pay more money for it. But unfortunately, we are out of time. Unfortunately, we do have to move other things, happier topics to move on to this show. But I want to thank you guys for joining me today. Thank you for talking about this with me, because I don't know anything about politics, so I do want to get your opinion. Thank you guys for joining me, but don't go anywhere, because next we have top 10 romances and bromances in Nerdom next here on Press Start.